everyone, it's Beauty87 here, and today we're going to do a battle of the, so I have the E.L.F. Retro Paradise palette against the Mini Magic from Juvia's Place. Now, I saw this lady named Jen. I always forget her last name. I'll try to remember to link the video down below, but her name is Jen, and she, like, does comparisons of palettes that are recently coming out to stuff you already have to see if you, still, if you really need to buy that palette or not. But, so I have the Magic, just in case you forgot what it looks like, and she's talking about how the palettes are pretty similar, and I'm like, when I started thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, they kind of are similar. I mean, there's a couple of shades obviously that aren't exact, like the white shade in this one isn't there, and then like the peachy shades in this one aren't there, but for the most part, like a lot of them are there. And like a couple of, I mean, I know at least one of the special shades is pretty similar, like the disco shade and fossil. I feel like they're pretty similar, so let me swatch them so you can see what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? Like, the one on my middle finger is from the E.L.F. palette, and the one on my index finger is from the Juvia's Place palette. And they look like exactly the same. Pretty much, like on the finger anyway. Now on the eye, they're going to look differently because obviously the E.L.F. one is more sheer than the Juvia's Place one. But they both have great, both have that great dual chromey type situation. So I figured we could do a look with both these palettes and see which one works better, because she was saying like the color stories are similar. So I figure if I can get one eye that's similar to the other one, then you might not necessarily need it. So y'all know me, I'm gonna go to the darker side. I don't really care about the light side, even though I feel like when I first used this palette, I did use the light side, so it's not like you didn't get a look with it. And I don't think I've ever used this palette on my channel. As far as I can remember, I might have did a palette mashup, but I don't think I've used it like by itself. So we're going to go with the darker side, of course, because that's my favorite side of this palette. And I'm going to take this navy shade right here to go with the blue shade in this palette. And then, let me see if we got another color that's similar in here so we can use more than two colors, because I'd like to use more than two colors, but it's looking kind of slim down here. And then we can use this Caliente shade to go with this, orange shade right here. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe we should use the lighter shades, even though I want to use the more neutrally shades, just because I feel like there's more neutrals in here that matches this one. I don't know. Let's see. Let's swatch these golds like Rise and Shine and Nubia, because I feel like they look pretty similar too. So that's the one from E.L.F. and this is the one from Juvia's Place. See, the golds are a little off. I don't feel like it's too much off though. Like, I feel like if you saw it on the eye, we fine. So you might go in with those just because more of the shades and the top part match with the E.L.F. palette than the darker shades in the bottom. Because I only found two that I felt like would be really close enough for us to do anything with. So yeah, it looks like we are going to go with the top. So let me see if I can find some other shades. Crap, I didn't bring a makeup remover wipe over here. Use these makeup remover wipes. I mean, I know Almay doesn't make anything else for people that look like me, but they have makeup remover wipes, and they're usually on sale at CVS for like dirt cheap. Like these, I think cost me like $1 or $2, because they always have $3 off coupons when you use the red box machine for Almay if you have a card with CVS. And then they always send me like 30% off coupons and things like that. So that's how I usually get makeup removal wipes to swatch or remove like my eye makeup for videos. So I'm going to use these. I'm not going to get on the soapbox about how Almay doesn't make anything for people my skin tone, because, we'd be here for a while. And the point of being here is to talk about happy things. Like, if we can do eyeshadow palettes already in our collection, so we don't have to spend more money. That's more exciting to me than talking about, how Almay doesn't make anything for anyone who isn't, medium tan. Okay, so these colors aren't exactly the same either, but I feel like they're close. So what I usually do is swatch the Juvia's Place first, and then I swatch the E.L.F. one after that. So this is the E.L.F. one, and this is Juvia's Place. I feel like the E.L.F. one is darker and more like brick tone. See, this E.L.F. one is more brick tone than the Juvia's Place, and I had to build up that swatch. But as you can see on my fingers, they look the same, but when you swatch them out, they look a little bit different. But I figure if you just put it in the crease alongside that orange that I plan on using, that they'll look similar enough to where, it won't be that big of a deal. Let me see. I got one more shade I want to do. I want to do the Caliente against a shade in the Juvia's Place palette, just to make sure this is a set that we can use since they have the most similar colors. So this is Juvia's Place, and this is E.L.F. Let's swatch it out real quick. So that's the E.L.F. one. This is Juvia's Place one. Obviously, you can see the Juvia's Place ones are more pigmented, but in all fairness, it's a black-owned brand. So, they know that we need more pigment than the average person because we have melanin and other people do not. So, I'm expecting the E.L.F one to perform better. I'm going to use, well, I'm basically going to do the eye look that I did with this palette the first time I used it. Because those are all the colors that seem to be in this palette that'll work best. And then if you all want to see a darker version or a darker look, I can put that on Instagram. Or I might just film it and just splice these videos together or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to take the tone activator from Kaleidos. Only thing that sucks is neither one of these palettes have mirrors in them. So I'm going to have to find a third thing with a mirror in it just to sit here with in order to do this thing. But luckily I had a palette next to me that had the mirror, so we're just going to pick it up and have to work with it that way. I'm about to use a million brushes, y'all, and be mad as hell. Especially if I do the double look thing like I'm talking about, which I probably am going to end up doing, because who wants to wait later for me to put it up on Instagram, and then y'all don't really watch the Instagram videos anyway, so I don't know why I do them. Well, yeah, I do. It's because I can get more content out, and everybody that watches me on YouTube doesn't necessarily follow me on Instagram, I feel like. So, yeah, that's another reason I do it. For the people who just follow the Instagram page and watch a video like occasionally. I have on the Too Faced foundation today along with the concealer, but I did some different setting underneath my eyes. I put the Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder in there instead of using like the heavy set powders I normally use. I'm kind of liking it a little bit better. I don't know though. I feel like it's not giving me that yellow like undertone I like for goldness underneath my eyes, so I'm not necessarily feeling that. So I'm like, I have mixed feelings about it, but you know, I'll try it again Friday another time and see how I'm feeling about it. But I want to use my Makeup Forever foundation a little bit more along with the new concealer they just came out with. So I'll probably use it with that Friday instead of the Too Faced foundation I have on now. So brushes, let me see. I actually have some sitting out for once. I'm just trying to figure out which one to start off this eye look with. So I'm making small progress here. Did I put out an E.L.F detailed crease brush? Crap, I forgot to. So technically I still don't have everything I need, but it was better than I normally do, which is like, you know, I'm digging through the cup the entire time we're talking in order for me to get that done. So here we go. E.L.F detailed crease brush. Okay, so we're gonna start off with I want to start off with the shade Spiced, this one right here, the red one I was talking about. Let's put that in the outer V. So we're going to do that on this eye, and then we're going to put Juvia's Place on this eye. Now, with the E.L.F ones, from what I remember, I had to, like, build up the shadow a lot. So I'm hoping I don't have to build this up too much, since I normally have to build up quite a bit. And I'm only going to go to the halfway mark. This color, oh, okay, it's doing better than normally does. So I'm going to use this one, and then I'm going to use the orange one toward the front part of the eye. Yeah, it's doing way better than it normally does. Okay. I'm here for it. Kind of hot in here when I'm sitting in front of these lights, and I didn't turn the air conditioner on. But we're leaving at like 12, so I don't feel the need to really turn it on. So I'm going to go downstairs in a few minutes and check on this spaghetti, because I'm trying to cook spaghetti in addition to doing videos, because I'm trying to do a lot. So now I'm going to take the shade Caliente just so we can get the crease done. And then I'm going to go down and check my spaghetti, and then I'll be right back to do the, you know, Juvia's Place eye with you. But I'm trying to multitask because I know Adrian wants to leave at 12, so I want to make sure everything's done, like, by 12, so that way we can leave. Then he's lunchable, we can leave. And then I don't have to try to run into, like, traffic. But it's usually traffic going the opposite way at, like, 12 o'clock, like, toward Indiana, not toward, you know, Chicago, where I live, because my grandmother lives in the suburb. And technically, I live in a suburb of Chicago, but, okay, the only thing is I don't really see a difference in the coloring. I mean, it does look a little lighter up here, but not like an orangey light. It just looks like a lighter version of red in the front. So that's the only thing I say about those two colors. They're looking really similar to me, but like I said, I need to go check on my spaghetti, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. It was already boiling, and I've only had it on for maybe like 5-6 minutes. So I was like, let me turn this down to low to make sure that it doesn't overflow, and then, you know, I can't get anything done. So next we're gonna go into, what shades am I going to in here? Oh yeah, I said I was gonna go in with this shade, so we're gonna go with this for the outer V in the Juvia's Place palette, and then we're gonna go in with this shade right here toward the front of the eye, because the other one seems like a more pumpkin shade as opposed to like an orange like I used in the E.L.F palette. So whenever somebody says like something is similar to something else and they don't give me a video, I feel like I've spoken on this before, but it's like as soon as that happens, I'm like, oh, no, I gotta try it for myself. Because, like, you saying that's cute and everything, but I need, like, actual, like, proof. So, as soon as you say it and don't give me any actual proof, then it's just like, okay. So, here we are trying out since someone claimed it was a dude. I just gotta remember to, take the picture of the thumbnail, or I might just take a picture of my eyes with it. Or take a picture of myself with it on my eyes is what I meant to say. I don't know why that was so difficult just now. Now, I can definitely tell the difference in both these colors. I like the color of the red in the Juvia's Place one more, obviously. But, you know. I do feel like, though, believe it or not, I feel like the Juvia's Place one is a little more difficult to blend. I don't know if it's because the base is wet or what, but I feel like it's taking me a little more time to blend this and second to blend the E.L.F one. Which I usually feel like their shadows are easier to blend, so I don't know what that's about. Like I said, it could just be the base. But I'm dipping in theirs a little bit at a time as opposed to a lot because I feel like, you know, since they're way more pigmented than E.L.F, I don't want to be, like, overwhelmed. Okay, so that one's more vibrant. Now we're going to go into that orange shade I talked about. Just put that toward the front of the eyes. Y'all hear any bumping noises? That's Adriangameover. My apologies. As you all know, I said in yesterday's videos, he's here with mommy instead of with his dad because his dad's store got looted, and so I'm getting to stay with the construction workers this week to get it fixed. So that's what's going on here. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely liking the Juvia's Place eye better, just like the tones of the colors. I guess I don't like the fact that the ones in the E.L.F one are so muted, but you know. Okay, so let's go on to the lid shade. So with the lid shade, like I said, we're going to use the Rise and Shine color, and I'll just swatch them again so you can see what I'm talking about. I always swatch the Juvia's Place one first, and then I swatch the E.L.F one last. So, Juvia and E.L.F. So this is Juvia, and that's E.L.F. As you can see, both those shades are stunning. I'm going to try to go outside and take pictures of both of these eye looks prior to posting this video, so that way I can have them going on. So I'm going to take the Juvia's Place color first and just put it on the lid. This is a number 1 brush from Alter Ego. And look at that. Oh, my God. I mean, it's like liquid gold just going on the lid. It's so gorgeous. Like, look at that. Oh, my God. That's just amazing. I'm just going to go on with the same brush I use for that and kind of like dust so we can blend it in a little better. And I didn't add any product. I'm literally just, you know, bringing it to the crease and all that, trying to smooth that a little bit there. But that looked amazing. I'm here for it. It's a vibe. And I don't really like, you know, warm tones, as we know. But when I get fiery looks like this with an orange and a red and a gold, I'm always just like, yes, I feel like I'm a phoenix now. Like I'm a phoenix. Okay, sorry, y'all. Let me calm down. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the E.L.F palette. And the shade in there is nice, too. I don't know if it's going to be as va-voom, pow in your face, but I'm going to use this E.L.F brush. I've been trying to use all the E.L.F brushes with the E.L.F palette, obviously, because, you know, it makes sense to me. So I'm taking the 205 from, this is 205, right? Yeah, the 205 from E.L.F. And we're going to go to this eye. And hopefully we can liven it up with this color. Yes, honey. See, I feel like you can't tell the difference with this palette. This eye color in me. I feel like you can't too much tell the difference. And I feel like after I buff it out and like I did on the other side, you're not going to be able to tell the difference like which eye is with which palette. So, yeah, see? On the eye, you can't tell the difference. So, she was right. Oh, wait, no, that's right. We're supposed to take the E.L.F. one and dust around the edge here just to blend this in with the rest of the stuff that's going on. And then kind of smooth down the shimmers in the crease right here. And then we take this Kaleidos brush and dust over everything else to smooth it out and make it look more airbrushed and, you know, sexified. But yeah, so this is the warm tone look with this palette. I am going to go finish my spaghetti. Then I will come back, take these off, and then we will do the cool tone look. But I got to go outside and take pictures first, too. So I will be right back. Okay, y'all, so it's time for round 2. So we're going to go to the dark section of this palette now. So obviously, there aren't too many darks in here I can use. So I'm going to use the shade Royal and just use the shade Disco. And then in the Magic palette, we are going to use, I'm going to use this shade right here. And then obviously this shade right here, since it's similar to that one. And then I'm going to take this lighter shade right here and dust it over that color. And then I guess we can take this sandy bun shade, dust it over that color, since those are the only colors I have. Let me see. Okay, so these colors are 2 very different colors. Let me see. Yeah, the one in the Magic palette is much lighter than the sandy bun shade. As you can see, that's more of a cool tone type shade, and that's more of a warmer shade. But I'm hoping we can pull it off, because I want to have something to dust over that super dark like color, so we can have a little bit of a buffer, if you will. So I'm going to take the risk and just lightly dust it over, as opposed to doing it like, you know, I guess more aggressively like I normally would, for lack of better terms. Let me find another E.L.F. detail crease brush. I know I have 2 of them, so I just need to find the other one. Hold, please. Ah, here it is. So we'll use that one. And then I need to find another one to put on the lid, and then we should be good to go. So give me that brush just in case. Another brush for the lid. We'll take this Kaleidos brush. Okay, so we're good to go now. Let's get into the second eye look. So, like I said, we're going to start off with the Royal shade. So I'm starting off with that on the outer V, which is that blue shade. Let me close up the other palette, because we're not using it now anyway. So I'm starting off with the E.L.F. side. This is going to be the E.L.F. side again, just so we don't confuse ourselves. Let's start with the navy. Okay, so I had forgot that in this pan, this one is darker. Sorry, I don't know how this hair got on my eyelid, but okay, it's darker on the lid than it is in the pan. Or is it? Yeah, it's been so long since I did this. My bad. Let me sit up so you can see me better. So now remember, the darker shades in this palette were a little more difficult to use than the lighter ones. But it's okay. We'll just work through it there. You know, just work through it. And I'm definitely feeling like I'm working a lot to blend this out. And I don't feel like I put that much down to where it should be taking this long to blend. But I do remember this palette was one you had to work with a little bit, as opposed to, you know, it being easier to blend than other things I've used in the past. Oh, if anyone's curious what lipstick I have on, it is the Proper Beauty lipstick in, what is it, Finesse? But yeah, so that's what it's looking like. I'm gonna take the buffer shade down, kind of like dust it down a little bit. So we're gonna go into the that sandy bun shade and just dust over this a little bit there. Kind of tone it down a bit, because she's a little bit aggressive there. And she need to calm her little up there. So I'm just taking Sandy Buns and calming it down a little bit there. Just calm it down, calm it down, calm it down. Because I'm definitely trying to make sure this shade looks nice and airbrush, not like rough around the edges like I felt like it looked when I first got done. So I'm just gonna get it to calm down a little bit there. Be good to go. So okay, yeah, that works. So we have used those two shades. Now let's that shade was really sandy. The sandy bum shade was really dusty, for lack of a better term. So now I'm gonna go into this palette and start off with the shade I told you I was gonna start off with. Where is crap? I need another brush for the outer V. Do I have another one for that? It's not gonna be the exact same style as the other one, but I have another one I feel like I can use. It's a Luxie one. Don't tell me I already used that. I don't think I did because I saw it. Oh, here it is. Okay. I'll take this Luxie brush and then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. So take this darker navy-ish shade. And I already can see that the shade is gonna be darker than the one on this side, but hopefully you'll be distracted by the gorgeous shimmer and not notice, because see, I can definitely feel like this one is already showing up darker than that one does. I think what I'm gonna do is just start placing this shadow with this brush, and then I'm gonna take a blending brush and blend it out, because I'm not liking the way it's going on with it. The way I feel like it's blending out when I try to blend it in the crease with this angled brush. So the angled brush is good for like the outer V and little parts of the lid I'm trying to cut out, but I feel like I need an actual. So I'm gonna take this Alter Ego #2 brush and start blending out the blue shade with that, as opposed to trying to blend out with the brush I laid down the product with. So yeah, it's doing a way better job than the Luxie brush was doing. But the Luxie one I usually just like to use for placement, so this is fine. Okay. Now I'm going to take another Luxie brush. This is a small tapered 121 brush. I'm going with that orange shade just lightly though, because I find that these are more pigmented than the E.L.F one, so I feel like you'll be able to see it. And yeah, you definitely can see the orange in this shade. See, I can feel it. I feel like you can see the orange over this part over here now. Not toward the middle and the front, but definitely where the brow bone is, you can see the orange in where I've used it to try to tone down that other color. And then let's just get a couple of brushes just to buff out the shadow. So take this one, start buffing out the Juvia's Place side. And this is from the Poolside collection in BH Cosmetics. Okay. I'm gonna take this brush and go to the E.L.F side and buff this out. Surprised, I'm not liking the dark look as much as I like the light look so far, but maybe once I put that shimmery shade on the lid, then I'll, like it better. So as usual, we're going to start off with the Juvia's Place side. So I'm going to take this Kaleidos number S3 brush and go to the Juvia's Place eye. So, and yes, all is right with the world. Now look at that color. Oh my God. Like, look at that, y'all. Look at it. What? That's gorgeous. Oh my God. I want to take a little bit more navy just because I feel like it's, you know, kind of muted away. I'm taking a little bit and putting it back, and then I'm going to take that same brush that I used to diffuse it before and diffuse it again. I'm not going to add any product other than with the brush I'm using now. Now let's take the brush and just diffuse it again. I wonder how the e.l.f. eye is going to compare once we get the shimmer on it. Because if I remember correctly, I felt like that shimmer wasn't nearly as pigmented as this one is. So I'm kind of concerned. But take our brush and buff it out. And I don't hate to work it out. But this just looks absolutely stunning. Okay, we are done with the Juvia's Place Eye. So we close this up and go into this e.l.f. palette and take the shade Disco and start putting that on the lid and see how that works for us. So, if I remember correctly, I think I had to put this shade on my finger because it didn't do as well with the brush. But let me see. Yeah, see, it's not giving nearly as much of the volume power as you got with the Juvia's Place palette. I mean, it looks nice, but it's just, it's not the same. Like, I feel like you need to put a base color underneath here or just to get the same, you know, pop and how as you do with Juvia's Place palette, which isn't bad, but, you know, the fact you have to do extra just to get it to show up the way you want. When you can just buy the Juvia's Place palettes that are always on sale, it's kind of like, So with the first look, we definitely got it. With the warm tones, you can definitely make the same looks as you can with the Magic palette, but with the dark tones, the tones are not the same at all. I'm going to go in with that Royal shade again because I feel like we lost a little bit on the outer V, trying to add the shimmer and a little bit in the crease. So a little bit of that and add it back. As well as try to buffer down that shimmer a little bit because I'm getting a lot of control there. Okay. Now I'm going to take the same brush I used to dust everything out, and again try to calm down this crease shade. So that Disco shade, although it swatches a little similar, which I feel like it didn't swatch that similar to begin with when we did the look, is definitely not the same as this one. This one is way more pigmented, has way better color shift, and it's just giving me all the life and feels. So I'm definitely gonna go with Juvia's Place Eye again. So if I had to pick between these and it comes to the battle, I'm definitely gonna go with Juvia's Place because these are just way more pigmented, and I'm liking the color selection better than this one because you have to build this up a lot, and then I still feel like it doesn't give me what Juvia's Place gives me. And I think that this is like 16 or 18 bucks, and this one is I think this one is like 25, but y'all know Juvia's Place is always on sale. Like, I think this is on sale right now on Ulta for like $15 or something. Don't quote me because I don't remember if this one is at Ulta or not, but I know they're having a sale right now with Juvia's Place where all their palettes are like 15, and then, you know, you can use the $3.50 coupon with the 15 off, which would make this about like 11 bucks as opposed to paying like 16 or 18 bucks for this. When y'all saw how much work I had to do with this one compared to this one. So I wouldn't say they're dupes, but, you know, teach his own type thing. But anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, y'all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.